pulled a knife on that officer. It happened this morning in South Suburban Markham. Police say the man was in mental distress when they arrived at BVL Express Trucking. He was apparently armed with several.
Hey, hi, social media family. Being whatsoever racist, again, not necessarily being whatever walks of life. Questions of society are lifestyle preferences. I mean, you got to recognize and realize people, places, and things. Being at the wrong place, at the wrong time, in the wrong crowd. Been there, done that, and don't want to do it again. Anytime too soon enough again. It would be a long time in coming if and when, or better yet to be said, if at all ever again. I mean, you know, it has serious consequences when you hang out with some of anybody, anybody with skill or that possess, you know, on average, half their marbles know what I'm talking about. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks. Yeah, anybody, I say, in that same line, thought in the sense of the word, being whatsoever racist and whatever walks of life, factors of society, or lifestyle preferences, and being of the old and young alike, of both the two sexual genders of males and females representing the global community within this program 911 era. What a thought. Of our new millennium, of this apocalyptic day and age, and whereas the clock is now at a few minutes to midnight, compared on to how formerly, previously or prior to then, it was at a quarter to midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. Sorry about the interruptions, you all. Trying to you know, take care of that here now, okay?
They showed the number of complaints against Chicago police. COPA says it received 591 complaints against police from May 29th to June 11th.
What was I?
371 complaints were related to protests and included some excessive force, including taser.
No, I have not as yet gone back to
Bureau of Internal Affairs.
Smoking.
COPA says it's received
as well,
5,171 complaints,
as well as
24% from the previous 12
you
months.
so drinking.
A ruling from the Illinois Supreme Court is affecting Chicago
smoking,
police tonight.
my drug, of course,
City
or
can
drinking intoxicating alcoholic beverages, but just in case I want to be prepared,
despite
you know.
a provision in the police union
I
contract.
couldn't say better safe and sorry with
Police reform advocates filed that lawsuit.
vices,
The union
of which are
says
not
it
beneficial
appeals
to
the
the
US
general
Supreme Court.
health in any
The
law here.
ABC7i team, how Mexican drug cartels have dealt with closed borders
Physically
during the
or
COVID-19
mentally.
pandemic.
But I
and
think
what
get the
US
general
law
idea of what I'm
enforcement
trying to
is
say
doing
up.
about it. Investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy talked with the top agent at DEA in
Yes.
Chicago, joins us now with details.
Anyway, though,
Rob, we've all had to find ways to cope with COVID-19.
I did finish up with the basic introduction, did I not? Where I had last left off, I was saying, you know, and before I would get to speaking upon any given subject matter and of the issue and pardon the pun, none was intended or had not been meant, and no disrespect is meant to be directed at a person of any past, present, or future sexual assault victims, rape victims, and or murdered victims. Okay. Again, as I think of it, without my mind's attention, try to backtrack here with no purpose being, you know, so I go on the problem to continue from where I went, that my person had last left off as and finish up and complete a phone line thought, as I was saying, you know, to you all. Of my social media family, not counting the internet trolls and our internet trolls and negatives, you know, just have to pray for them and I feel inspired to do so. You know, at some or such a given moment in time, if and when ever again. It all depends on whether or not that my person could possibly be playing the part of devil's advocate still at some or such other given moment in time. You know, here and there, whenever, as well as wherever, you know.
What hasn't changed?
And as less to evils being a prodigal son. You know.
You cannot separate drugs and violence.
Anyway, though, I was saying to you all, my social media family, of whatsoever races, but then not necessarily of whatever walks of life, factions of society, and lifestyle preferences. And being an old, young alike, both of the two sexual genders, males and females, representing the global community within this post-911 era of this apocalyptic day and age. Whereas, you know, it is a summer such for these last and evil days before the end of the world and the second coming of Christ, you know, for this post-911 era of the new millennium and this apocalyptic day and age. And whereas the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight for these rather biblical prophetic times.
Turning to weather for you.
But then, how are you all doing?
Thursday evening, it has been a
Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet to be said, all right.
how much more heat.
If not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family, friends, hopefully me and mine. Likewise, as well, are all the same. Well, so I say, regardless of whether or not that my person, that I'm speaking, correct, proper, standard English grammar being of some or such qualities and quantities, and likewise being as it is our own American dialect. Then whatsoever I could speak upon, some of such a subject matter of an issue at hand, be it controversial or not, and be it a plague upon society that has yet to be resolved, it has not been already. But then, hopefully, regardless of what a given argument, it could possibly come or be, with the many different views and opinions associated with some of such to be debated, a conversation of dialogue or a topic of discussion, and be able to speak upon a couple or few or four or more for that matter. But then don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to deliver, and hopefully with that much less usages of explicit profanity, much rather than instead of with that much more, in other words, cuss words to simply say. And therefore, hopefully that much less like someone or such one being of whom is supposed to be a believing God as a Christian, aka Protestant, playing the part of the devil's advocate, unless he's been the prodigal son. You know, compared to how the worst two evils is a license, those supposed so-called holier than thou's, wolves in sheep's clothing, snakes in the grass, false brethren, false brethren among themselves, being religious phonies, religious shysters, religious charlatans, religious chameleons, religious con artists, of the likes of whom are of the worst of the worstest, of unbelievers and unbelievers, being the deceivers who pretend to have become or pretend to be believers in God, as in Christians, aka Protestants, but in all reality, they are nothing more than religious, unsaved, modern-day Pharisees and our Sadducees, being among the likes of themselves of those to be possibly considered of the worst or the worstest,
with restrictions. The school says it will follow state guidelines.
Closet devil
Tomorrow is
worshippers,
Juneteenth, the oldest known holiday honoring the
false
end of
prophets, and
slavery in the U.S.
antichrist.
And this year, some Chicago area companies
being of
are
whom
asking
make
workers
up
to
the
celebrate by
majority
giving
of
back to
churchgoers
communities
of
they
whatsoever
serve,
religious
among them
denominations,
Kraft Heinz. And Governor
from the
Pritzker also
pools
says
to the
state will
pulpits,
lower flags to half staff to commemorate
of
Juneteenth
members and
tomorrow.
visitors alike,
And tomorrow,
and
ABC
likewise
Seven will be
of
presenting a special
whatsoever
television
races and
series
whatever
on
walks of life,
conversations
factions of
on how the
society,
nation
and
moves
lifestyle
forward.
preferences,
Our Cheryl Gordon will be hosting Do You
and
Hear
being
Me?
more
A
of
discussion
the
about
old
race
than the
with a
young,
panel of community
but
leaders.
again,
This will
nevertheless,
take
of
place
both
Friday
the two
night at
sexual
6:30 right
genders.
here on ABC 7. The conversation will then continue at 7 p.m. on
But then,
ABC7.com. And coming up next, meteorologist Larry Mowry.
now that I have gotten the preliminaries out the way, the basic introduction, and whatever I could possibly speak on, please don't attempt to kill the message that's here to deliver. And no, internet trolls of negativity are permitted in my own personal chat room. If you get to really misbehaving, and then come from there, I have the options to not only silence your chat but to block you altogether. Okay. And I think I had asked you all how you was doing already, my social media family. Then if I didn't, then let me do so now. Ask some questions, and if I did, let me reiterate or repeat myself. How are you? Yeah, that's here now. How are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet, to be said to be feeling all right. Or if not best of all, to be said to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, too blessed to possibly come and be stressed. You and yours, your family, friends, hopefully me and mine, likewise as well, all the same. Alrighty. Anyway, though, popcorn with the booze. Anyway, though, I have had a busy day for today. Speaking upon some such a subject matter, for example. Okay. I have had to finalize that of the process for, can't say getting rid of the remains, not that a loved one is some such contagious garbage to be thrown out with the trash, But then there's a friend that will stick to you closer than a brother. But anyway, I had to finalize the process of not so much as disposing of or however it, but rather to what is a better word? Consecrate the remains of
repair work to parts of Chicago's lakefront trail damaged by storms and flooding is getting a boost.
A deceased loved one,
is donating nearly $5 million
by having her buried in due time. And as I was representing one of the matriarchs of my own immediate personal family household, being the same in other words, one of the maternal heads, to try to take care of necessary business at hand to bury still another one. In that same line of thought, sense of the word, regarding that, the person of the same, the same question, and the previous prior mention, of whom I had made mention of in previous broadcasts, or to put it in layman's terms, to simplify or explain what I'm trying to say and I'll state for the record, was I acted in behalf of my mother or mom to finalize the process to bury my grandma. And God knows that it was quite a day today. And I really, didn't feel up to it, but I had to, regardless one way or another. I had felt like naturally doing so, or I had to force myself because, the necessary business at hand has to be taken care of, quite naturally. Any real man is going to do that. I know some of you could possibly be saying, well, why couldn't your mom, you know? Well, you know, when people person get up in age, you know, the much younger generation of relatives have to, you know, that much more assist them to take care of whatsoever necessary business at hand, be it for business or for pleasure. So now everything has been scheduled per appointment. That's what I meant to say. Please continue to regulate my mind compared to how the first Bible to complete my speech. You know, for the set dates for a time frame period. You know, so that we could, the remaining surviving family members of loved ones can pay their last respect to the deceased for that summer such a given moment in time. And I had to do this on summer such about hot, humid, steamy summer day as we have it. I mean, I think I haven't had informed you all in times past during previous or prior former broadcasts how, you know, for the summer season, I myself am not particular about that. Is I try to, you know, be like quite serious that what I mean to say that it makes me quite uncomfortable for a summer season to venture out in weather temps that is above 70, and whereas for the winter season, otherwise being of the total opposite, it makes me feel quite uncomfortable when the weather temps go below that from 0 to 20 degrees below at the most.
But more importantly, he just wants to win.
You hear what I'm saying?
Feels the same. After missing so much time due to injury last year,
and so I have had to venture out in 80-some degree weather temps. And I felt frustrated. I was sweating like a white boy, literally sweating like a white boy. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I didn't eat much of anything. You know, so that just made it feel like double jeopardy or twice or three times the miserable feeling, you know, that had come upon me. Because I was like, wow, all this is happening at one time. I had to prepare, you know, at some given time. And then I had to check on some of such other loved ones. See, that's what I'm like saying, on short notice, to complicate matters, to compound the problem. Like, wow, the devil is busy in this day and age, I'm thinking. And then someone such, rather gay like homosexual faggot, possibly worse yet, closet faggot, excuse my name, for my friends, bitch ass son of a bitch, proverbial neighbor from hell, cocksucker, is still going about with his usual daily and on nightly routine of attempting to make my life a living damn hell, by attempting to drive me completely bonkers. From making like bam bam rubbles of the not so friendly sort of type compared to the male cartoon character for the Flintstone television production franchise to creeping still at other times, which is annoying in his own right. Is that what I may say? No, that much more annoying, especially when he be moonlighting in the evening as that being of some sort of such a type of a character of, you know, from a midnight prowler to the spook that sit by the door to bothering with my apartment door, like he himself is attempting to commit an unlawful act of a home invasion, or like he himself is attempting to commit, that socially unacceptable and or criminally illegal criminal trespassing. And I'm not geeing for that. Because I believe in knocking a cocksucker of that nature out. You want black or white, nigga or hunky, etc. Crowd or type, clan or whatever else for that matter, I'm saying, or whoever else. So I say, etc. Okay? Because I'm not geeing for that, I'm not taking a liking to or care for those being of whom are, uninvited guests.
That would be such a waste, she says.
Or
agencies like St. Vincent's and
unwelcome strangers attempting to trespass my premises and properties of a place of residence for a
University Law School Dean Mark Martin,
where that my person could possibly pay monthly,
former North Carolina
annual monthly rent, utilities, and home phone service.
Social services and its supporters as a clear infringement on religious liberty.
So he was starting up before I stepped out of my pad, to take care of the necessary business in hand. When I get back, start up the same old crap,
For that.
And I was feeling just so enough as it is.
That would be coming into care. That they wouldn't have access.
So when I got back
to
my pad, I had to scrounge up something, fix me a little something to eat,
in Employment Division
put some odds and ends
that
together.
decided that a general law passed.
Although I had
religious beliefs,
gone to a
even
bank,
if it does hurt them,
what little
it's
stash cash
constitutional.
I got
that
in
went
one
against
of
the long
those
history of the court being
kind
careful to
of
balance government
banking
interest and the
institutions.
free
But
exercise of
I
religion.
couldn't get
The
anything on
Robertson
short
Center
notice
free
at that
freeze,
given moment in
Employment
time.
Division versus Smith upset that balance.
Because I just
It
felt so
uprooted
tired,
precedent,
I just
ignored the
decided to go
fundamental
back to my
logic of the free
pad
exercise clause
from there
and transformed religious
and chill
exercise
out.
into a
Like I said, the weather's
First
temperature
Amendment right.
been like
And I have
80
great
something and
confidence
so
that the
forth.
court,
And I'm like,
desires to make
like I said,
sure that
I sweat
Americans
like a
enjoy
white
freedom of
boy
religion.
at
U.S.
times,
Justice
being a
Department
witch
is taking the same steps
quite
as the
often during
Robertson
the
Center
summertime.
and against Philadelphia,
Regardless of
saying
what
it's
I
so
could be
brief.
wearing,
The city's actions reflect
especially if I'm
unconstitutional
wearing,
hostility
an
Catholic social
extra
services,
layer of
religious
clothing,
beliefs.
whereas if
But I can't
anything,
believe agencies
I
do
try
so
to
much
dress
good by
accordingly for
just for
whatever
standing by
season,
their
like
religious
the
beliefs,
average person
get wiped
should,
out by government
unless
bureaucrats.
either you're
I don't think that they're
crazy,
looking at the
then the
potential
neighbor from
damage
hell
that this is
faggot
going
is
to cause
to
to
drive
the
me
system,
completely
to
bonkers
overrunning
with
it,
his stupid
to
and sick
losing
homo
foster
self,
families who are
or
unwilling to go
homoish
to
self, whatever the
overcrowded
case though,
agencies.
he
The
homoish
Robertson Center for
enough
Constitutional Law
if he
won't just
focuses
be
so
weighing
much
in at court.
of his
It also
attention
seeks to
upon another
educate.
male of the
We're
same
training the
sex.
next generation
Yeah.
of advocates to defend our Constitution.
Or
Pat
if you
Robertson,
don't dress
one of the
accordingly,
giants in
then
the
you would have to
defense
be
of
some
religious
kind of a
liberty.
serious
That's how honorary co-chair of the new center,
practicing
former judge
drunk
Kenneth
or
Starr,
hype
described
and
the
has
man
yet
whose
to
family
go
is
for
named for.
recovery
Starr says the center's
self-help
educational mission
recovery
is critical.
Every friend
program.
of liberty
But then
needs
I
to
am
have
in
the
recovery
tools at
myself.
hand so
I'm-
he or she can
I'm a
stand
babe in
effectively
recovery still. I was
in
saying
school board
in
meetings, or
transition, but I'm
city
trying to stick
council
with. I'm trying to
sessions, or
maintain
just over
this
coffee with
sobriety.
neighbors. As a
Though
sensible
there are more than
religious
quite a few
freedom and
times
watchman of
I become
religious liberty.
subjected to
As President
experiencing
Trump shared during his
that
speech
being
at
of
the
that
United
800-pound
Nations last fall,
gorilla
approximately 80%
wanting to
of the
drink
world's
and
population
use again
live
upon
in
my
countries
back.
where freedom of religion is limited,
But
restricted.
then you got to pick
or
your
outright
battles,
banned.
The Robertson Center
Okay.
will fight hard to make sure that doesn't happen here.
And as the life you save
Ulster
may
and
be
CBN
your
News,
own,
the
you
Supreme
hear?
Court.
All right?
I read the brief, by the way, that Judge
And fools
Starr
walk in
and,
where angels fear to
Dave
tread.
Martin put together. It's
I really don't
really-
have to do that today, you know, hopefully, as long as I try to stay
I think will be
focused, you know.
persuasive before the Supreme
Like,
Court.
right?
So that's kind of one of the things that we're
I mean,
doing these days.
You're not
ladies
supposed to
and
let
gentlemen, in addition to
somebody
being
or
on the
something
700 Club.
become your
There's
master,
something else I want to share with you
if you know what
today.
I mean.
Regent University.
But then stuff happens, you
Regent
know, and if you
EDU is
you
looking
could
for
possibly
an
relapse, and
executive
hopefully
vice
you
president
would get back
to
upon the bandwagon of
lead our
recovery
advancement program
within a reasonable
This person needs to
short
have a
time
genuine
frame.
Christian
You
commission
understand what I'm saying?
and needs to be in tune with the mission of the
Then because
University of Christian Leadership.
there are other
Of the
people
world.
or persons that be
Looking for a
watching you,
seasoned development
watching
professional,
anybody on a
10 years
daily and on a
experience in
nightly
leadership
basis,
with at least a bachelor's degree,
waiting for you to slip
some
up so they can
experience
move in for the
in
kill,
capital
like a
campaigns in
bunch of
excess of $100
vultures
billion.
or something.
So we're looking at a
You know.
major thrust of the great university.
And you don't have to go
if
there
you're
if you just stay
interested
focused,
in
you know.
employment,
Even if you
that's
were to
something that would
relapse,
be
you know,
very,
hopefully
very
at some
exciting
given
in
moment in
your
time
life,
or another, the
why
light
don't you
bulb will come
call
on in your head,
757
you know, and
352
push you away from the bottle of booze
352
or push you away from the smoking pipe, you know. Like I say, when you may have had just a little bit too much, because there are people, other people or persons that will be watching you, you know, waiting for you to slip up so they can move in for the kill, you know. As I was saying, more or less like a vulture or eagle coming down on its prey, you know.
And I think you
Yeah, but anyway, though,
people throbbing to come, the enrollment is
when I got back to my pad and while sober,
yeah, it really is. I mean,
I felt like I had been hit by either Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. And I felt whooped, you know. I'm like, oh.
If you have experience in
The
leadership
first thing after I got back to my pad, the first thing I went to get for myself to relieve myself is a bottle of cold water. Because I put more than quite a few, you know, containers of bottled water in my fridge to get chilled, to get cold, so that when I return, I have it for myself, you know, to cool off. I mean, especially for one who had been diagnosed with a breathing disorder. So people, a person like that, have to be extra careful during the summer season and winter season. You know how that is. Okay. Hey, you got that much more. Schedule your time for business and pleasure, you know. Unless you want to be out there in the streets trying to make it to some hospital and be walking around like a 80-something, 90-something, or 100-something-year-old man. You know, like walking around like somebody twice, 3 times your age. God forbid. Because these gym shoes boys be out there, they be ready to rock and roll.
I'm asleep.
Well, they don't respect their elders.
I stay asleep at
You know,
night,
young
and I wake up
punks.
more well rested in the morning.
And it'd be a serious beat down in a blink of an eye. They thought you had some money on your purse. You know.
I'm interrupting this.
Then I think somebody made a cop something in my book bag. I had one part of my book bag. You know, for the back of it, for one pops in the back. I ain't gonna worry about it, you know. Said, well, okay, Sarah, you know. Can't take it with me anyway. I'm like thinking from there, I'm just glad they didn't get my wallet, you know, my bus pass and everything. And likewise, I'm just glad that they didn't get my apartment key, you know, because it was hot out there. And in the land of the blind and one-eyed man, it was hot out there. It still is pretty humid, but I don't think it's as hot as it was much earlier, because there's now more of a breeze. It was hot out there. I was like, woo, doggy. You know how you can wipe your face, and flick sweat off your fingertips of your hand, of your own sweat or perspiration. Yeah, it was hot. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. I'm like saying in my head, you know, I pity the homeless. I don't see how they could do it, you know. Waste money they could be using for rent, just so they could have.
As for Ryan, his dad
Then waste money
high school and college football careers.
by not saving it for rent, spend on rent,
And
just so they can have money in their pocket, You know?
room. I could not.
I'm like, that don't make any sense.
The
You
team
know,
is literally about to run out on the field.
you gotta rely on,
And I was like, Coach, I'm not gonna run out. So I told my dad,
shelter.
like,
Otherwise,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
have God watching over me and you
I
watching
mean,
over
really
me.
now,
The Pittsburgh Steelers select
it don't make
Ryan
any
Shazier.
sense.
In
It
2014,
stinks. It
Ryan
stinks to
achieved
high
his
heaven.
lifelong dream and was the first
You
round
know,
pick in the
hold
NFL
up.
draft. His dad and family were right by his side.
So I'm like, oh wow, been there, done that, don't want to do it again for sure. When it comes to a homeless situation, I ain't never been homeless by choice. You hear?
Do well. You want to see
Yeah,
them
one time or
accomplish
another
their
it would have
goals and their
been,
dreams, and
you know, conjectured
on
that
that evening we witnessed
I
that.
myself been down in my person
As a hard-nosed
Could be partly
linebacker for the Pittsburgh
responsible
Steelers, Ryan
for a
helped his teammates
past
to playoffs
homeless
2 years in
state
a row.
to be
In
considered, but
2017, the
not
Steelers
really.
were once
I mean,
again playoff bound.
see, the very reason why I say that is,
Then on
and
December
I think I
4th,
told you
Monday
all
night
about this
football
shit
game
before,
against the
because
Bengals. A bone
you know, at
crushing
one
play
time I
left
violated
Ryan
my
motionless
golden
on the
rule,
field.
you know, which is to pay my rent,
I took the
etc.
call.
before I do anything. So far as,
The
you
first
know,
words I
to
heard
take up
was,
the bottle
"Bring
or
his-
smoke,
bring his shirt. Bring his shirt."
smoke the pipe,
So
you
I
know,
said- I
but
said, okay.
that one check day
The
I
phone
did,
rang
and that's
again.
when I got bum
It was
rushed, like
ringing.
3 guys or fellas. 2 of them I knew,
And he said,
a couple out of
"You
few.
had to pray for
But
me."
the third one, I didn't know him from Tom, Dick, and Harry, the who shot John.
Ryan had suffered a
And
spinal
I was
contusion in
supposed to
his
be
lower
like
back.
coming out of a liquor
Doctors
store.
said he may
And
never
1 or 2 I
walk
did
again.
know. He was like saying more words than
I
less.
said, "Okay, God,
So what it be like, homie? He said, what's up?
you need to fix this."
I see you got you there,
Within days,
40
Ryan had
ounces
surgery,
beer and
But
pack
as
of
several weeks
squares.
passed, he made little
Even
progress.
got you a Walkman.
Outwardly,
Hey,
Ryan tried to be strong for his
so how
family
you gonna
and his
play a
son.
guy, fella, your
But even the
homie here?
pastor of over 20
I'm like, what you
years
talking about?
admits he
Yeah,
often
you know what I'm
found
talking
it
about, man.
difficult
Come on,
to
man.
trust God.
Is you gonna leave me hanging? How about we go back in that liquor store and you get me one? I said, well, I haven't really paid my rent, so I was working against myself when I told him that. So that sent up a flag, you know, or whatever, signal. And he was like, oh, so you got money? Yeah. And I want some of that money, me and my homies, that I have yet to introduce to you as well as I'm
Vernon
coming
would have
at you.
done anything to help his
So I
son.
said, well, come on, man, you can do it. I mean, I thought it was your homie, man. Come on. I said, all right, come on. I go back in the liquor store with him. I come out. He makes some kind of sound, or he waving. I can't remember what he waved like, or
After months of wrestling
whistle.
with God, Vernon
But anyway,
realized it was
regardless
time to
though,
fully
these
trust
other 2
God
guys
with
fell come out
Ryan's
of
life
nowhere. They
and
bomb
future.
rushed me. And I couldn't yell up at the, you know, mass transit attendant or assistant as I was up under the elevated train station getting robbed by these 3 guys. Like where one was on the left of me, one was on the right of me, and one was in the back of me. The other 2 on 2 different sides of me, left and right, were going through my pockets, while the other one was in the back of me, cupping my mouth so I won't be able to yell out and hold me all the same while the others robbing blind. And I went to my landlord and explained the dealio to him, and he was like saying in more words or less, well, that's not my problem. You need to pay your rent.
Because
So I
Ryan's
tell you
journey
what,
was
I'm
far
gonna
from
give
over.
you
But
24 to
now they
72
focused
hours.
less
It's
on
like,
the problem
you
and more
know,
on the gains
from a day
no
to
matter
a
how
couple
small.
days.
along the
That,
way.
you know, to get his rent money. Otherwise, I couldn't stay there. I like, but what about right now? He said, no, you can't stay here. I ain't got my rent money. I'm gonna try to save the spot for you for a couple
Ryan
of days.
continues
That's
to
what I'm
progress
saying.
today.
But still, I
Has
said,
come
you
a
can't
long
stay
way.
here until I get my rent money.
From being told he'd be paralyzed for
And
life
so I had to
to
hit the
being able
streets.
to dance at
You
his
know.
wedding.
And funny thing is, he did save my spot. Either that or nobody come through that wanted to get my spot as soon as he would have liked them to, so he can get money in his hand much sooner. But the thing is, I went back to eat, and my spot was still
Football
there.
remains a big part of the
But
Shazier
then I was
lives.
still thinking about how he
In
played.
addition to being
So
an avid fan, Vernon is also an
I
NFL
paid my
champion.
rent that
As
month,
for Ryan,
and
the
I think
Steelers
that
are
the next
keeping him
month
on
I
as a
just moved
consultant.
on elsewhere.
The father
I
and
like,
son
man, you
still make
played,
time to
you
talk often. And
hell with
reminisce.
that. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
This boy just fumbled the ball.
And anyway, though, whenever I was home, and speaking upon that again, you know, Okay, like I said, I've never been homeless by choice, not really. But anytime I would be homeless, you know, like the majority of times that I was homeless, it would only take about a few months before I get me another spot to call my own as another place of residence, pay monthly rent, etc. But the last time around, for me having become or being homeless, I was homeless for twice that amount of time, like for half a year, that's 6 months. Then was I got to thinking I could be homeless for years, but finally another spot come through, and I said, bet, you know. But that's no walk in the park being homeless, or it is a walk in the park. If you look at it from one point of view, it's not enough, but you know, it's not something that you could go about treading lightly. You know, you got to carry a stick, literally at times carry a stick. If you could possibly miss the rescue mission shelter, rescue mission men shelter, have to sleep out in the park. You know, you have to sleep with a stick, make sure nobody bothers you while you're out there in the street sleeping on a park bench. Nowadays, you better not try to sleep on a park bench nowadays, because it's much more dangerous out there in the streets as a homeless person. You know what I'm saying?
Put your hand on your throat right now. In the name of Jesus, receive your answer.
You know, I don't see how, as I was saying before, so I said, I don't see how a homeless person or people can or could possibly permit themselves to go through that kind of nightmare of homelessness, permit themselves to suffer from what I would call the homeless disease, you know, or homeless pandemic.
Lisa said, "That's for me."
I mean, that's a rough way to go, for sure. You know? For sure. The chisel and jizzle. Ain't that right? Snoop Dogg and Frog Hog. Yeah, man, that ain't no picnic being homeless.
Two people we just mentioned. He can do.
And if you didn't wash up the previous day, you have to find you
so at this point,
like somewhere else where you can wash up,
God has for you.
clean the funk off your ass.
Join hands, and we're going to believe God.
That's
If two of you will agree on earth as touching anything that they would, it will be done for them by my Father, which is in heaven.
The majority of the homeless persons,
Father,
they believe in smoking up as well as drinking up the rent money. You know, because that's what they do. Yeah.
Right armpit.
And they got no place to go. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. It's bad enough to have a proverbial neighbor from hell, a public nuisance, a problem neighbor, attempting to drive a fellow neighbor out of the house and home. You know what I'm saying? But then it's even worse to be homeless to begin with, where you're homeless then because you're not using your money to get you a place. That's even worse, you know. I mean, although I have a neighbor from hell, at least I can close my door, you know, and lock it after I'm sick and tired of the world. I've been bothered with it for a given day, shut the world out, you know, and just sit back and try to relax, regardless of a neighbor from hell faggot. Turn on my TV or my radio, but then I'm on the radio and TV. And then just call it a day and then do time call it a night, depending on whether or not I step back outside and try to, you know, go to a fast food place or I can order in. Got a little scratch as the moolah money. But then it's all good in the hood. I got the necessary business straightened out so far as some of the others. I'm getting back to that. So now I'm coming sometime next week. I gotta pay my last respects to a loved one
as you have given,
deceased,
God will give to
as well as
you.
other
He will
family
open the
members.
windows of heaven.
But it was rough. I mean, I had to go further south, you know. Man, I had to go out there in the hundreds because she's supposed to be buried out there, you know, like really south of the city where I'm at. Then of a major metropolitan city within the Midwest for the continental United States of America. I had to go really further south out there in the hundreds to take care of necessary business and review paperwork documents and sign it. I was bush. I said, wow, oh my God.
We're here because we
Ain't
care
this a
about you.
blippity
Oh,
blip
we love
blip
the ship.
blip
He loves the ship.
blippity blips?
Well,
Hippity
so
hop hop.
informative, inspiring, and
I'm like,
always
whoa.
unpredictable. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm like,
Your email
hopefully
questions and Pat's
I won't have
honest
to go about
answers.
making
Doris
arrangements
asks,
like
why
this
don't more pastors talk about health?
anytime
What
too
will Pat
soon
say to
up
that? Stay
again.
tuned to find out. Plus,
How much I
wounded
am
twice
pooped.
by two different dads. Hear
With
how
a
one
clue
man dropped the
down
emotional
somewhere, you know.
baggage and stopped the
I said
cycle of
much
fatherhood.
earlier, so I said, you know what, I
That's
felt
coming
like either Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson hit me. Give me a 1-2 knockout punch, knock me out with one punch, you know.
CBN
Like,
Films
It's a
whoa.
very corrupt period in Jewish history at this time.
Then, so that's what I basically did for the day, y'all.
Emotion is one thing.
I missed the eating spot, I missed the soup kitchen, and the food pantry,
the entire world.
you know.
On these
And then some.
sweet. But what does her
Now,
theology
you know,
say
try to
about
take care of that
women
next again,
Jesus
but now I'm
liked?
going to wrap things up on this last note of interest, you know, by saying,
Remarkable discoveries.
you imagine the first myself to say it won't come naturally for me to do so. And that is what I said. If you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still on warm in vain.
Where he was tried by Pontius Pilate.
Tradition.
I recognize and realize what he himself had done or did. Upon the cross, Calvary, on the hill, if you go to something at the hands of some sort of Roman soldiers up on the orders of their religious spirit, being a Pharisee and Sadducee, but then nevertheless, whereas he himself had went to the cross of Calvary, become that perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. So if any of us, being on whatsoever race and whatever walk of life, fashion, as society, lifestyle preferences, being of the old, young, life, both two sexual things, but in the global community within this program, 911, they are human and probably the day and age in which doomsday clock is now at a couple of few minutes compared on to our formerly
That's why you need more protection than ever
it
to help
was
safeguard
according to
personal
that, according to
information.
the biblical people at
Now,
that time.
Norton 360 with LifeLock provides an
Word
all-in-one membership for your cyber
profess
safety that
some
includes
faith in
identity
him.
theft protection,
From there, we
device
would
security,
come, be blessed, and one God another,
online
and always
privacy,
one.
and more.
First and foremost, with his
Identity
salvation
theft
being of
problem,
which is the
we
only
work
means
to
by which
fix
we
it
can
with
or
our
could
$1
possibly hope
million protection
to enter into the
package.
kingdom of heaven and citizens thereof. The second of all, with his
That's why I
deliverance,
trust Norton 360 with LifeLock.
and while we're still here upon the planet
360
Earth.
with LifeLock. Use
But
promo
first, we
code
have got to
25
accept
save
his free gift
25% off your first
of
year
salvation,
and get a free
of
shredder with
eternal
annual
life.
membership. Call now. Start your
Because
membership.
people in hell
Visit
want ice water. And trust me, you
lifelock.com/join25.
wouldn't want to be screaming at the top of your lungs forever while you're in a lake of fire
Jobless claims
down
are
hell.
up again in today's
and
latest government
had
report.
the
About
devil and
1.5
his
million
demons
people have applied for
be
unemployment
beating
benefits
you and
in the last
whipping
week.
you.
This is a drop from the nearly
No.
7 million applications in March
That's
at the
what would
height of
happen
the coronavirus
to the
shutdown. Some
unsaved
good news,
who have
retail
not
sales
professed
have
faith
jumped
in our
nearly
Lord and Savior Christ
18%.
inside that
Well,
level. We have
Christian
not
artist
recognized
Amy Grant
what he
posted her
himself had
recovery
done
from
upon the
heart
cross of
surgery
Calvary.
earlier
Become
this
that
month
perfect
and said
sacrifice,
it is
the only sacrifice,
miraculous,
the
and
blood
she thanked
sacrifice that
everyone
would
who
take away
prayed
the
for her.
sins of the world.
Grant shared photos
Because
of
if you
her
don't have the
post-surgery
salvation of our
scars
Lord and
on
Savior
Instagram,
Christ inside,
comparing her
live upon
experience
which
to
is
being
your
a
soul.
non-runner who signed up for a
This.
marathon. She also thanked her fans
You're
to pray for our
history.
nation and quote, "Let's turn all the
You're
brokenness into love."
just
Grant is a
a
6-time Grammy
filthy
winner
whatever,
who
you
has
know.
had several crossover
And
hits.
whereas
Well,
the
you can
books will
always
be
get the latest
open
from CBN
and
News
the
by
question will
going
be
to our
asked,
website at
is his or her name written in
cbnnews.com.
the book of
Pat and
life?
Terry will be
And the
back with
answer
more of the
to that
700
question
Club
will be no.
right after
Then
this.
you will hear, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepare for the devil and his angels.
Hello, neighbor. Pat Boone here. You know,
And
I remember a
that's
time
where
when cashing a check at
majority
the bank to go on a vacation or
personal
buy a new
go-to.
car was a pleasure. Not today.
You know,
Now banks
I mean,
interrogate
you can't
about
blame
why you want your
anybody else
money.
but
And some
yourself,
cases
you know.
don't have enough cash on hand to
Okay,
give back your
if you
own
wind
deposits.
up in the lake of fire
And if you
down
carry
hell,
too much cash
you
with you,
tortured and
like the
terrorized
Christian
by the
band
devil
did
and his
after the
demons
recent concert,
forever,
it
whereas
could be
we who are
confiscated
believers in
if an
God
officer deems it
will not have to
suspicious. This
to
is all part of a secret
well,
war on cash,
say,
taking
whereas
away your
the
financial
rest of us
freedom.
being
Why don't you call the
believers
number
in
on the
God,
screen
we
for
don't
a
have to
copy
worry about
of the secret
what could
war?
happen to us,
I think you'll be
you know,
amazed to see what the
after
government
we
and
were
the
across the
media
great
are
divide.
hiding from you.
You know,
Don't
that
become a
separates heaven
casualty
from
of this
hell,
secret war.
that will
It's your
cross it
money.
from planet
You
Earth
need
to get on to the other side, for the hereafter, the
Call
afterlife,
now.
to the great beyond, by making that transition. Then, because our domain would be elsewhere, you know, or that being for our final destination, where we would be among other,
Abuse,
believers in God,
neglect,
asking Christians,
abandonment,
aka Protestants,
the
beyond the
absence
pearly
of a
gates to
loving,
be
engaged
considered as
father can leave a
citizens of the
child
kingdom of
with
heaven
lifelong
in the
wounds.
presence of God
And
and
with
angels,
generations of
otherwise,
father wounds, the cycle just keeps repeating
compared
itself.
to vice
it doesn't
versa,
have
to be
to.
damned
Take
for
a
all
look.
the eternity. Be tortured
Bob
and
Reichert is an
terrorized
author and the
by
founder and
the devil
chairman of
and his
Total Life
demons.
Impact Ministries. He's also the former president of the Home Mission Board of the Southern Baptist Convention.
I pretty much so
Growing up,
wrapped that up, didn't
Bob's
I?
mother died when he was a
Okay.
young child, leaving him with an
I think
alcoholic
so.
father who would eventually give him up for adoption.
Whereas I hope that
In
you
his
all
book,
have
Ending the Cycle of Father Wounds, Bob shares
got
his devastating
some
story,
of such
how
out
he
of what
found
was
healing
said,
from past wounds,
being of the general
and gives
idea.
practical suggestions to help you do the
Because
same.
God does not wish for any to perish.
Please welcome
No.
back to the 700 Club.
Believe it or
Bob
not.
Reichert. Bob, it's good to have you.
But you can
Hi,
choose
Terry.
your
Good to
own
be with
fate.
you and Pat. So special.
When I say choose
You
your
have been
battles,
speaking for many years,
And
but
that
it was
is
at
a-
a Promise Keepers event
most
that
important
you
battle.
first discovered
It is the
just
most
how
important battle.
significant the issue
battle
of father
for the
wounds is.
souls
Tell us
of
about that.
Humankind.
Yeah, I was speaking and they asked me to share
Because
my
God is not to
testimony
be mocked.
because
What you
even when I
sow
was
is what you
adopted,
shall reap. It used to be a
my
saying,
adopted
here
dad
today,
brought
gone
in an
tomorrow.
unbelievable
Now it's here
baggage
today,
as an
gone today.
illegitimate
You know,
child,
tomorrow's not
abused
promised to
child.
anyone.
Now
Life is
growing
like
up
a
and
vapor,
becoming
you know.
my dad.
You gotta
And,
recognize and
they
realize.
asked to be sure
And
that I
people
shared
in
about
damn hell
father
do
wounds.
want
And it was
ice cold
unbelievable.
water.
In 19 cities, in packed arenas,
especially if the
number
devil and his
of men
demons
who
is
responded,
breaking
Terry,
you over
to the
a
issues
hot
of
hell
I've got
grill
father wounds
and
in my
pouring
life.
hot
And
hell
that's why
ketchup
Malachi
and hot
chapter 4
hell
and verse 6, the last book of the Bible
barbecue
ends,
sauce
saying,
and hot
the Lord
hell
will turn the
hot
hearts of
sauce
the fathers
all
to
over
the
you
child and the
and using you as a human
children's hearts to their
sister
dads,
Bob,
because it
roast
has
you
been
like
generational
so,
for
and where
centuries.
from there
That
you
led
become
to the
scrum
writing
delicious
of Ending the Cycle of Father
meals
Wounds.
for him
You
and fellow demons,
had,
and many of them
we
can
alluded in this
could
video that
chomp
we just
down
saw,
on you, you
you
know.
had some real
You and the
issues
rest
with
of the
two
lost
dads in
damn
your
human
life that
souls,
really
you
fell
know.
short of the mark for you. How did
Whereas
that
he could
impact
be
you?
like pimp slapping you and say,
Well,
ain't no need to cry out to God,
that not all
you know, because it's
father
much too late. I
wounds are
mean,
intentional.
whereas
Obviously, when there's
there are really
physical
no
abuse or
unbelievers,
sexual
non-believers
abuse,
in hell.
those are really
Believe it.
deep
Yeah,
and tragic
unbelievers,
and
non-believers
so
who went to hell
regularly require
and
and
become
need
believers
a
while
professional
they're in
Christian
hell,
counselor.
but
But
it don't
frankly,
matter because they
a
become
lot
believers too
of
late.
father wounds are unintentional.